Hello everyone, welcome to From the Star Wars Home Video Library. I'm your host Nathan P. Butler, and it's April 5th, 2016. What does that mean? It means that today is the day of the physical release of The Force Awakens on home video. And after some pre-ordering, some online ordering, and some frantic running around to different stores this morning as they opened, one at midnight, I am going to be able to show you all of the different U.S. releases of The Force Awakens here on release day. Let's get started. Now, before I begin, I know that we may have some new viewers to this channel or to this video series from the Star Wars Home Video Library, specifically here looking for information about The Force Awakens on U.S. home video. Well, number one, you've come to the right place. Number two, welcome. This is a channel devoted to, among other things, Star Wars content, mostly Star Wars content here. Fantasy Flight Games reviews, a guide to Disney Infinity for Star Wars fans, and that sort of thing. But the primary series that I'm focusing on these days is From the Star Wars Home Video Library, which is a look at all the different Star Wars home video releases from the United States over the years. This episode is focusing on The Force Awakens, but I hope you'll take the time to check out some of those earlier ones, perhaps subscribe, perhaps like the video, perhaps share it, and spread the love around, so to speak. But welcome if you're new here. And if you're returning, of course. Not slighting anybody. I know this is an episode that a lot of folks have been waiting for. I've been getting messages constantly over the last about 2 weeks saying, when are you going to do The Force Awakens? When are you going to show The Force Awakens? When are you going to show the home video releases of The Force Awakens? My answer has repeatedly had to be, when it's out! Right? I do pick these up at retail. I have access to them the same time you have access to them when they show up in stores, assuming you're a U.S. buyer. I know for The Force Awakens, some of the folks in Europe are having to wait even longer, which really sucks. But if you're in the U.S., you have access to pick these up in the stores at the same time that I do. I don't get any early review copies, and even people who do get early review copies of films usually don't get all the different variants. And I'm going to show you all the different ones available in the U.S. in this video. So for me to do it justice and do this video, of course I have to wait until the release date. Otherwise, how am I going to have them? So I love the enthusiasm. Thank you very much for the excitement and for checking out the channel and constantly looking back to see what's new. But I'm not entirely sure what folks were expecting if they started asking 2 weeks ago for me to start showing things that weren't released until, today. Now, I don't tend to cover digital releases here on the show. The Digital HD collection got a special little kind of supplemental type episode there. Basically, I don't, because there's nothing physical to show you when I'm doing an episode like that. But digital bears quite a bit of mentioning in our coverage of The Force Awakens here. We know that for things like Lego Star Wars and Rebels and the Clone Wars, as those shows were airing on television, fairly soon after airing on TV, they had releases through places like iTunes, digital releases. We also know that The Force Awakens is not the first Star Wars film to be released digitally. The other 6 live-action films were released digitally about a year ago, and The Clone Wars had a digital release day and date with hitting home video. So it's not the first Star Wars film to be released digitally. It's not the first Star Wars film to have a digital code packed in with a physical item, because the Clone Wars Blu-ray did that. But it's the first time that we see a Star Wars release in this era in which, rather than digital releases coming out on the same day as the physical release of a film, some big blockbusters get releases digitally a few days before, sometimes weeks before the product hits home video. In this case, it was a matter of only 4 days. On April 1st, 2016, we had the digital HD release of The Force Awakens, and then on April 5th, all the physical releases. Now, if your plan was to get the digital release, for most films, that just means go and order it digitally. Go and buy it after it's out. Or if you're going to put in a pre-order, put in the pre-order and just wait, and on the day that it comes out, it'll download. It'll be accessible for you to stream. In this case, they did something kind of like those early bird kits for the toys, right? Back in the 70s where they didn't have toys ready, and basically you bought an empty package that would work as a stand, and, oh, well, we'll just send you the toys later in the mail. There was a physical component to digital pre-ordering if you chose to go that route. So you could just do a regular digital pre-order for The Force Awakens, no biggie, you do it digitally like any other film. Or you could have picked up one of these. This is the Star Wars The Force Awakens digital movie pre-order. It says limited edition. Apparently there's a limited number of these. I still see them in stores. In fact, when I went today to pick up the physical releases, they still had some of these sitting out at Best Buy. But notice it says includes 3 collectible posters. That's what people basically got this for. You flip it around, it says Star Wars The Force Awakens Digital Movie Limited Edition Pre-Order. Has a similar digital HD movie. Shows the 3 posters. Says, or digital HD movie Star Wars The Force Awakens arrives spring 2016. See inside for details. For the posters, it says, includes 3 collectible movie posters never before released together. Not never before released. Never before released together. Wonderful. So we could get them some other way. And you're thinking, posters? Sweet! They must be like folded up in here. Awesome, I'll unfold them, put them on a wall. That's badass. No, 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 no. Actual size, 10 inches by 6.84 inches. Huh? Kind of comic book sized. So you open this thing up. It basically folds out. You can unclip this too, but I'm kind of afraid that if I do that too often, it won't go back together very well. And you pull out some pieces of cardboard from inside. The one thing packed in with the cardboard that's not actually cardboard is your digital code here. Now I'm going to cover it up. I mean, I already have redeemed it, so it shouldn't be an issue here. But it says, Star Wars The Force Awakens Digital Movie, enter your code now at ForceAwakensPreorder.com to receive your digital HD movie spring 2016. Codes are redeemed through Disney Movies Anywhere, are not for sale or transfer, blah, 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 blah. Right, it shows, ooh, watching it on a device, a tablet, ooh, on a computer, ooh, but it's just your code on a fancier sheet than it would come if you were buying it and getting the code from one of the physical copies. Your 3 posters, to use the term incredibly loosely, your 3 pieces of cardboard about the size of a comic book that have poster art on them, which would be a more accurate way of putting it, are these. You have just the standard movie poster. None of these have anything on the back. The IMAX 3D poster. And then just that teaser that says The Force Awakens with December down at the bottom. This is what you're getting if you choose to buy that limited edition pre-order pack. Now understand, of course, people are buying it to get the movie, but the added bonus is these. Some would say, that's really stupid. And they are kind of crappy little posters here. But at the same time, you'd be paying about the same to do a pre-order digitally if you didn't buy the little physical packet and got these. So why not just spend the exact same money, get the little packet, and get these along with it. Now you'll notice that I said redeemable through Disney Movies Anywhere. They got a little sticker on the packaging that gives you different options to redeem this through. Basically, you go to that one site, put in the code, and you can redeem it through various services here. But I would highly suggest that if you haven't set up a Disney Movies Anywhere account or a Disney Movie Rewards account, now is definitely the time to do so. Basically, Disney Movies Anywhere is yet another online platform for watching movies. I know that made me say, oh, why do we need this for Disney? Screw it. And I pretty much ignored it most of the time. But it got a really cool setup here for multi-platform viewing. Let's say I buy a digital copy of The Force Awakens, as I did here, and then redeem it through Disney Movies Anywhere, or through iTunes, or Vudu, or Amazon Primes, or Amazon Video, excuse me, or through the Microsoft Video service, or through Google Play. Well, I do it through any of them, or Disney Movies Anywhere. Well, I can link my Disney Movies Anywhere account to my iTunes, Amazon, Vudu, Google Play, or Microsoft account, or all of them. And anything that I have on one that's a Disney film, I have on the others. Now, interestingly enough, because of the distribution rights, you can do that with the digital HD collection, if you pick that up, except not for A New Hope. A New Hope isn't available on Disney Movies Anywhere because Fox still owns the distribution rights for that. So I would suggest if you're going to get the digital HD collection, get that on something else that actually lets you get A New Hope also. But in this case, I redeemed it, so now I've got access to The Force Awakens and its special features. All the special features are there digitally through Disney Movies Anywhere, or iTunes, or Amazon, and so on and so on. Unfortunately, the one big platform that I use for much of my gaming, my Sony platforms, the PlayStation platforms, they aren't attached to Disney Movies Anywhere yet, though Microsoft is if you happen to game and watch things on Xboxes. Now, one of the big things to push people into doing a digital pre-order is that if you did the digital pre-order, you got access to a special featurette that theoretically wasn't going to be accessible anywhere else, called Legacy. It's a behind-the-scenes bit from the Comic-Con experience in Brazil, which I believe did make its way online even outside of this. What's interesting, though, is if you went to Disney Movies Anywhere and looked up The Force Awakens, you would have seen it. If you went to iTunes and looked under the trailers for the film, before you pre-order anything, it's available there, too. So it was a pre-order bonus that wasn't actually a pre-order bonus because anybody could access it whether you pre-ordered or not. Little weird. The digital version of the film, though, is, of course, the full film, and as I said, all the different special features are there. How you access them depends on which platform you're on. They may be listed as separate items next to the film. They may be listed under a My Videos type thing. It may be that when you click on the film, you play it, and then all the special features are just attached onto the end of the film to increase its length, basically, to about 3 to 4 or whatever it is hours long. Or it may be that it's something like iTunes where it pulls up a special menu that you can then click extras on, or featured extra, to go to the different extras and check them out. It just depends on what platform you're using. Speaking of pre-orders, there were very few pre-order bonuses this time, thank goodness, because I'm kind of tired of multiple copies from multiple places, and that seems to be the norm these days. So these days, instead of buying a copy on VHS and Betamax and Laserdisc and CED, etc., now it's I'm going to buy one from Target and Walmart and Best Buy, and either way, they're still going to get you. Look, you got me with the movies, Disney. You got me with the Star Wars stuff. You got me with the Marvel Cinematic Universe. For God's sake, I'm now an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. or a member of Hydra. But just saying, maybe we don't need to go so crazy with multiple copies from multiple retailers with exclusive stuff to them. Thankfully, though, this time most of it is packaging. The one other pre-order bonus that you could get through a particular retailer was through the Disney Store. I only found out about this because they were releasing the Kylo Ren Light FX Disney Infinity 3.0 figure on the same day. When I went to go order that, I happened to bop around and check out some of their other Star Wars items and happened to see that they were doing this special pre-order. Basically, if you pre-ordered through the Disney Store, you get the regular version of the Blu-ray DVD digital combo pack, which we're going to see here in a moment. But in the mail, you would also receive this. Now, I've had people look at this and say, is it a poster? That's really cool looking. It's not a poster, it's a container here. This has 4 lithographs in it. You've got the TIE Fighter showing up on Takodana. You've got Rey with BB-8 on Takodana. You've got Chewie We're Home with Han and Chewie. You've got Kylo Ren also on Takodana. They all have a little seal down in the corner that says they are a Disney Store exclusive for 2016. So if you did pre-order through the Disney Store, you could get this, but the packaging on the actual Blu-ray DVD digital combo pack was exactly the same as a regular retailer would have. Now note, these are through the Disney Store. There's also that Disney Movie Club, which for this month has The Force Awakens as its big draw item right here. My wife actually does this, as I think I've mentioned in a vlog or something before, and she's actually thinking about doing that. Understand, it's the exact same one as the regular retailer version, and while this does say, hey, you'll get a free lithograph, it's not one of these Star Wars lithographs. It's not one of these pre-order bonus ones. It's just a random Disney lithograph with no connection to Star Wars. So enough about digital for now. Enough about the pre-order stuff. What do we actually get? Well, you could just buy it on DVD. If you do, this is what you're looking for. It's essentially just the poster art there on the front. It says DVD, just DVD up there at the top, kind of that weird thing, kind of like a Lego Star Wars Droid Tales had. You flip it over, you got Rey walking with BB-8, you got characters running there across the bottom, it mentions its features, basically just tech specs. There's no special features to speak of on this, and a quick description of the film itself. Side there, the outline Star Wars with The Force Awakens in white. You pop it open, and you've got your kind of little one-sheet thing here with a Disney Movie Rewards thing on the other side. Don't bother, I've already redeemed this one. And you have the DVD itself. Rey walking with BB-8, DVD only. Again, on the DVD, there are no special features to speak of, including commentaries. Except for the Blu-ray DVD combo packs in 2013, every time we got the prequels or the original trilogy on DVD, there were audio commentaries with the film. The Force Awakens has no audio commentaries on any of these releases, let alone the DVD. The DVD is just bare bones film, and that's it. The main way people will be picking this up, though, is through a Blu-ray / DVD / digital HD code combo pack. And for most places, including Disney Store, as I mentioned with that pre-order, this is the regular version. Now, you may have seen this in other places with poster art showing up as the cover. I'll show you why that's the case here in a moment. But we have our slipcase here, Blu-ray plus DVD plus digital HD at the top, Star Wars The Force Awakens. Got the edge there. And on the back, breakdown of all the various features. Characters again, running across the bottom, and tech specs and whatnot. Now, the reason why some people may be saying, well, no, I'm looking for the one with the poster cover. Do not be deceived. It's underneath. This is an interesting package in that it is a black Blu-ray case instead of a blue one, which is kind of cool. There's where you got your poster art as the cover. Still says Blu-ray, DVD, digital HD up there at the top. And the back is effectively the same, and pretty much the same there on the edge. I do like this cool black Blu-ray case. Pretty neat. Again, you pop that sucker open, and you're going to have your digital HD code sheet. Then you've got your actual Blu-ray of the film. Millennium Falcon going up against those TIE fighters at Jakku. Your bonus features disc, which we'll talk about here in a moment, with a table read image there. And then the exact same DVD that you would get in that separate DVD release. So let's talk bonus features here. On that second disc, that bonus features or special features disc, the primary or featured bonus feature is Secrets of the Force Awakens, a cinematic journey. Runs about 1 hour and 9 minutes, and it's this great behind-the-scenes video that takes you through the process of making the film. It's fairly in-depth, it hits a lot of different aspects of the filmmaking, and it's pretty fun to watch. It's not very dry, which is what I'm always afraid those documentaries will wind up being, but because of just the attitude of the cast and crew, it makes for a pretty fun experience to watch. Then you've got, in your smaller featurettes, Blueprint of a Battle, The Snow Fight, which of course is a breakdown of the choreography and the staging of the final duel between Finn, Rey, and Kylo Ren. Then we have ILM, The Visual Magic of the Force. That, of course, talks about how ILM did the effects for the film. Then you have Building BB-8, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's a feature on the design and physical construction of BB-8. It's kind of cool to see BB-8 behind the scenes and how they actually used the, it's kind of a robot, kind of a puppet, on the set, which is pretty cool. Then they have Crafting Creatures, about the different prosthetics and whatnot and the CGI used to create various alien creatures. There's John Williams' The Seventh Symphony, about creating the score for the 7th live-action Star Wars film. There's also a quick feature on Force for Change, the charitable work done connecting to The Force Awakens. And we have The Story Awakens, the table read. Now these all vary in length. We have Blueprint of a Battle is 7 minutes. ILM, 8 minutes. The John Williams feature is about 7 minutes. Force for Change is about 3 or 4 minutes. Building BB-8 is 6 minutes. Crafting Creatures is almost 10 minutes. And then the table read, it's only 4 minutes. I would pay good money for a whole new Blu-ray just of the table read. If it's the whole table read, I think that'd be incredibly fascinating to watch, especially with Mark Hamill doing all the narration for it. I think that'd be an awesome thing to see. But we get just sort of a tease here, a little 4-minute bit talking about the table read rather than actually showing much of the table read, unfortunately. Then, of course, we have what a lot of folks are waiting for, the deleted scenes. We've got Finn Will Be Fine, which is basically a scene near the end of the film with them checking on Finn after his injuries against Kylo Ren. We have Finn and the Villager, which is at the opposite end of the film, which basically is another instance in which Finn doesn't pull the trigger, not just when he's ordered to fire on the villagers for everybody to kill everyone. There's another moment he should have shot, but he didn't. There's Kylo searches the Falcon, which I really liked, which is Kylo Ren actually getting aboard the Millennium Falcon and realizing Han is there before the shouting his first name scene across the bridge. He already knew Han was there, but how? Well, because he was searching the Millennium Falcon already. We have a portion of the snowspeeder chase that was cut from the film. We have the tunnel standoff, which is like Han and Finn and them basically being caught by stormtroopers briefly in the tunnels on Takodana. We have Jakku message, which is a very early scene from the film that was cut that would have had Leia getting a report about what was going on Jakku and figuring out that BB-8 has the map. But I'm kind of glad they cut that one because it's just a very quick look at Leia. It seems like there's more gravitas to Leia showing up when she does on Takodana now. And then lastly, there's the X-Wings preparing for light speed, which is just sort of a all wings report in and them shooting off into hyperspace. It really wasn't needed for the film. Unfortunately, a lot of stuff we were hoping to see, thanks to scenes that were included in the novelization, both the young reader novelization and the adult novelization, aren't there. We don't get the kind of extra insights into Snoke that I would have hoped for. Nothing in terms of deleted scenes that show what the heck was going on with Poe and how he got back. Although it turns out that Poe was supposed to die and Oscar Isaac convinced J.J. Abrams to rework things to allow him to still be alive later in the film. There's some very good special features, especially that hour-long documentary. Really cool stuff, and it's great to see them on this first release of the film instead of it being a situation where we waited years and years and years to get this stuff on some future release. That said, I wish we would have seen more depth to some of the deleted scenes, but I wonder if the things that I'm wanting to see were ever even filmed. And if they weren't, well, that pretty much explains why we wouldn't see them here. The downside, of course, the other downside here, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention, there is no 3D Blu-ray in this combo pack, nor in any currently available combo pack. They said that is coming later this year, hopefully in with the other ones we know they made 3D at least, which were the prequels, maybe even all of them. But for now, no 3D release on home video, so that is a glaring omission in this combo pack. Now, there were 3 different retailer exclusives in the United States, and what you got depended on where you went, hence retailer exclusive. If you were to go to Target in the US, you would have gotten this version. Now, I say you would have gotten this version, I'm assuming you're going to pick up the exclusive because it turns out that alongside this one, at all the different retailers with retailer exclusives, is the regular one, along with that DVD one for the most part. So, if you went and picked up an exclusive, hopefully you picked up the one that actually was exclusive. But this is the exclusive from Target. I really like this cover because of the way it sort of shatters things out, and you have your 6 different character poster looking things, although the BB-8 one wasn't actually a character poster previously. And we've got a back that is the same as the other one. Similar edge, but you notice here, this is not a standard Blu-ray case. This is a cardboard case, which probably is going to look kind of weird on the shelves, to be honest with you, that folds open, gives us the 4 main heroic characters there, and 3 main villainous characters on the other side, and then folds open again to give us 4 of the character posters, Leia, Han, Rey, and Finn. What kind of sucks about it is the way that the discs are in here. They're basically just tucked into little sleeves inside those images. So you got your DVD, your bonus features here. Thought I was losing it. And then your regular Blu-ray. The discs are the exact same. But Target had exclusive bonus features. I say, hold on. Time out. Exclusive bonus features. How's that supposed to work if the discs are the exact same, smart guy? Well, remember that digital code page from the combo pack? Well, there's also a digital code in the Target pack. Except it's different. Redeem your exclusive Target bonus content on Disney Movies Anywhere. Use the code on the front of this insert to unlock your exclusive bonus content. And basically, you go to Disney Movies Anywhere, or where it tells you to go. I think it's Force Awakens Digital HD. And you enter that code instead of one of the other codes, and it unlocks in Disney Movies Anywhere 2 more little featurettes. You have an 8-minute featurette called Inside the Armory that looks at the different weapons that were created for the film. And then you have The Scavenger and the Stormtrooper, a conversation with Daisy Ridley and John Boyega, which is a really entertaining and fun feature on Ridley and Boyega talking about their experiences on the film that includes, among other things, them rapping. The clip you've probably seen online of those two rapping, talking about how they just kind of go nuts on the set. That one runs about 12 minutes. Like I said, it's really entertaining. Those two are very charismatic individuals, so it makes it a real fun thing to watch. And of course, since Target is the place that has those extra features and none of the other retailer exclusives include extra content, Target tends to be the place for those looking for extra content to find The Force Awakens. Though bear in mind again, it is that cardboard packaging rather than regular packaging, and the bonus features are only online streaming. Okay, this is just like, for instance, if you get the digital version of the film on iTunes. You've got all the bonus features, but the only thing you can actually download and put a file on your hard drive of is the film. All the extras are all streaming only, very much like what happened with the digital HD collection. In this case, Disney Movies Anywhere is only streaming anyway, and those features being Disney Movie Anywhere means, yes, you have access to them anywhere that you can pull it up on your device, but no, you can't download it and have a physical copy. No, there's no copy on a disc or anything like that. So for those for whom streaming rather than being on a disc is a deal breaker, might as well skip the Target one because, yes, these exclusives are digital only. We have another retailer exclusive in the U.S. from Walmart. We have the BB-8 packaging. Only at Walmart. Exclusive packaging and Star Wars Galactic Connections trading disc. Ooh! Tell you what, let's look at the back. Same thing. Let's look at the sides. Same thing. And let's check out this cover. This is not one sheet. It actually has a little Velcro thing, and BB-8 folds out and gives us the characters, which is kind of neat, right? But I'm not sure about this whole exclusive packaging thing. This is like what they did in the UK. This is not an exclusive package. It's an exclusive piece of cardboard. Because the actual Blu-ray case is the exact same thing as from the regular release. As is everything inside, basically. You got your little thing with the code on it, you've got your DVD, you've got your Blu-ray, and in this package, you actually have to lift up the Blu-ray, and the Blu-ray bonus features are underneath. On the regular one, it's an arm, right? It's a page you can turn between them. Maybe that's why they call it exclusive packaging. Exclusive slipcase, and hey, you're stacking your discs instead of having them on pages. Woo! The other exclusive for Walmart is that inside, you get a little packet like this. Contains a little slip here with the game rules and whatnot for Star Wars Connections. And you have a Star Wars Connections disc in there. Mine happened to be Aegon Kolar. Now, I don't play the game. This is from Topps. You might say, oh shit, Topps. These are the people who did that thing with Lego Star Wars Droid Tales where it was collect all 9 cards. Here's a packet of 3. Now buy it over and over again, hoping to get more packets of 3 that you don't have until you get 9. That maybe you want to kind of punch somebody? Oh, this is worse. So, this apparently is a game with 2 series out right now of these little token-looking things, the Connections discs. Again, not sure how it's a disc, if it's a hexagon, but whatever. They call them power discs that are hexagonal for Disney Infinity 3.0, so I guess I shouldn't bitch. The idea is that you lay these out and they kind of connect to other ones into a pattern, and you're showing your knowledge of connections between characters and whatnot. And apparently, the different individual discs have different versions of, is it holographic or whatever, for the picture, the sticker, and then they can have different outer borders, and these red Starfield ones make this special and exclusive to this. They haven't said how many of these there are. that are going to have red exclusive versions with the Force Awakens releases at Walmart. These are a Walmart exclusive already anyway. The entire game is a Walmart exclusive. But if you want to get all these red border ones, you'd have to buy probably 70 plus, more than likely, different copies and not get any repeats. It's kind of ridiculous. Now, on the one hand, I'm sitting here thinking, you know, that's actually not as bad as the Topps thing with the cards for Droid Tales, because at least then there's only 3 of them, or at least theoretically only 3 packs of 3. So the thought process would be, well, if I bought 3 of them, 4 or 5 of them, theoretically I should be able to get them all if I'm an obsessive card collector. Whereas these, you can't realistically see somebody buying 70 plus copies of the film to try to get all these red border ones. But if there are people out there who are obsessed with these types of things, that may actually play into it for them, kind of like Marvel with the 100 plus covers of Star Wars #1. So I feel for the folks who are trying to collect these, but for those of us who don't, we probably really don't care that these are in there. But that's what they mean by that Topps Connections disc. They mean some random disc from, I believe it's Series 2, that has the red border around it to make it special, but otherwise is really useless to someone who doesn't play the game. Finally, we have an exclusive from Best Buy. Only at Best Buy. Steelbook, while supplies last. Collectible packaging. Blu-ray, DVD, digital HD. Back is the same information as otherwise, but that is just the cardboard that comes off. It's a steelbook, the only way you can get The Force Awakens right now in steelbook packaging in the US. So on the front there, you've got Kylo Ren, The Force Awakens logo, nice and embossed there. On the back, Captain Phasma. Got your spine there. You open it up. You have your digital code thing again. Got your DVD. You got your bonus Blu-ray. You got your regular Blu-ray. And underneath, you have the Falcon over Jakku scene again. Now me, I'm not a big fan of steelbooks. They're, I guess, sort of nice looking on the shelf. They feel more collectible because they just feel different than regular covers. But I don't like steelbooks because when you try to carry several at a time, they tend to slip very easily off of each other. So to me, steelbooks are kind of a whatever type thing. It's not a bonus. It's not a drawback. I'm just kind of like, yeah, I really don't care. But one thing I do find frustrating about the steelbook from Best Buy is that they just released steelbooks of the other 6 films back in November. I say, well, that's awesome, right? Because now we've got this steelbook to put with those steelbooks. We got all 7 films in steelbooks. How can you possibly complain? Easily. They didn't spend any time trying to make this steelbook match the other steelbooks. They don't match. Not even the spines match. And granted, pretty sure those previous steelbook releases were through 20th Century Fox, Fox Home Entertainment and all that, and this is through Disney. But they're steelbooks. They're Star Wars. It's been 5 months. Try to make a match, for sake. Let me compare these here for you. Phantom Menace, Force Awakens. Okay? Big shot of the character from a little bit back so you can see the upper torso, the shoulder, and the face. All the other ones, just a face. The Force Awakens logo with the yellow outlined Star Wars logo with the Force Awakens in white in between that we're familiar with. Star Wars logo with the name of the film down at the bottom. Logos don't match. Design of the art doesn't match. Flip these things over. Phasma on the back for some freaking reason, as if she does anything really in the film. This one, well, look, it's the Phantom Menace poster. Every other one's like that too. They have sort of a yellowed, odd-looking version of the film poster on the back, which they certainly could have done here. They didn't. Phasma instead of poster art. So the backs don't match. And the pièce de résistance, even the spines don't match. You've got different ways of showing Star Wars, and the name of the film is not color coordinated to anything on the packaging. It's just white for The Force Awakens rather than color coordinated for the others. What are you doing? The only thing really that does match is that it does have one image across the inside if you take all the discs out. And I know it's probably too much to hope that the disc for The Force Awakens would look like the discs for the other Blu-rays because of the different companies and such. But come on, guys! You have this steelbook that looks like you're trying to kind of go for the style of the other ones, but not quite. You want to do your own thing, and yet make it match. And you wind up doing something that doesn't really look much like your own thing, but doesn't match either. This is a pretty crappy approach to doing this steelbook. I'm glad we got a steelbook for those who are big steelbook fans, but most of the steelbook fans that I know, they like it because it looks good on their shelves, and they were excited to see this sitting alongside the spines of their other Star Wars steelbooks, and now it's going to be an eyesore because it doesn't match. What were they thinking? So there you have it. A lot of different US releases. We have 3 retailer exclusives. Best Buy got the steelbook. Target got the weird cardboard case and some extra digital-only content. Walmart got a special slipcover with BB-8 that does open up, and the Connections disc that has no actual relation to The Force Awakens. You had your digital pre-order that came with the 3 little posters. You have a pre-order through Disney Store that came with the 4 lithographs. You have a regular Blu-ray DVD digital combo pack. You have a regular DVD release. Hey, do like I did. Buy them all. You got 4 copies of the Blu-ray, 4 copies of the Blu-ray bonus disc, and 5 copies of the DVD, plus a whole bunch of codes for digital versions of the film. Though, for what it's worth, with the digital codes, it will only accept it for Disney Movie Rewards and Disney Movies Anywhere if they are different products in terms of content. So the digital pre-order is counted as a unique product. The Target one with the exclusive content counts as a unique product. The reward code, which is not also a digital redemption code, but the reward code that comes with the DVD counts as separate. But then the Walmart, Best Buy, and regular combo packs all get counted as the exact same product and can only be redeemed once if you're trying to get those Disney Movie Reward points. And I did mention Disney Movie Rewards earlier. My wife and I are currently looking for a house, and when we finally get one, we want to basically set up one room as sort of my office / a Star Wars room, or hey, if we got enough rooms, an office and a Star Wars room. And she suggested that we put these up on the wall. Finn and Kylo Ren, Rey with the film poster, Leia, whoa, with Han. These big posters that basically are what make up that Target cover for the Blu-ray DVD digital combo pack here. But because it's got 1 image on each side, it's not 6 posters, it's basically 3 that are double-sided. We wanted to build up enough points through redeeming from these to get another set to put on our wall. So we have all 6 of them to put up in that Star Wars room. We've been able to do so, but I did find that I was a little bit frustrated by the fact that 2 of these copies that I've got, the codes won't do me any good because they're essentially identical to one of the others. 3 of technically what Disney Movies Anywhere thinks of as the same product, or what Disney Movie Rewards thinks of as the same product. But there are Star Wars things you can redeem for, like these. These are 650 points. The DVD, I believe, is 100 points that you get from redeeming the code, and I believe that all the Blu-ray DVD combo packs are about 150 points. So if you haven't done it previously, you won't quite be at 650 yet, but if you've already been picking up stuff like the Marvel movies and whatnot, make sure that you put those codes in. Now you can redeem them for Star Wars stuff through Disney Movie Rewards. I was not really all that thrilled at the idea of Disney Movie Rewards or Disney Movies Anywhere, but the last couple of months have really changed my perspective on that, thanks to The Force Awakens and the cool things you can redeem for now. I hope you've enjoyed this look on release day of the different US releases for The Force Awakens. I hope maybe this helps you make the decision on which one you want to pick up for yourself. If you're going to be going out there and getting it today or sometime in the near future, feel free to drop a comment down below and let me know what you picked up, why you chose what you chose, what it was that drove you to it. Did this video help you make the decision? I'd be happy to see that. For now, I'm going to go watch The Force Awakens again. Thank you all for watching, and may the Force be with the home video viewers. Now, I don't know if you can hear this. Hopefully not, because of the microphone and all. but it seems like every time I try to record a podcast during the day or try to record videos like this during the day, it just so happens that it's the exact same day the landscaping team is outside, right outside the window, buzzing away with their weed eaters and their lawnmowers and such. I feel like I'm channeling Anakin Skywalker. I hate them! As a PS here, if you're watching this on the release day, remember today is also the release day for the Outer Rim DLC for Star Wars Battlefront for those who don't have the Season Pass, so the a la carte version of it, so to speak. It's also the day of the release of Tales from a Galaxy Far, Far Away Aliens, which includes 4 ebook short stories we've seen before, plus 2 new ones. Today's also the release date for the updated Star Wars Character Encyclopedia and for the Light FX version of Kylo Ren for Disney Infinity 3.0. So quite a few Star Wars releases today, alongside cool stuff like, Quantum Break and all that.